Hey guys, BonOakley back again, and I've got a question for you all. Does the Pyro have too many crit weapons? And by crit weapons, I mean weapons that can deal critical damage from means other than random crits. Well, in this video I'll be looking through all the unlocks available and going through the ones who can deal crits through normal means and see if they are actually fitting with the weapon. So, let's begin. Let's begin with the backburner. The way it gains crits is by attacking enemies from behind. So, are the crits deserved? Well, in my opinion, I believe so. If you've seen my other video on the backburner, you'll see how hard it is to be even able to use this weapon's upsides. Also, the crits work well alongside its name, backburner. You burn people's backs, including their butt. Well, anyway, the answer is yes, crits are deserving for the backburner. Next up is the Phlogiston Ater. The way this weapon gains the crits is by doing 300 fire damage to enemies. Once you have done this and filled up the meter, you can activate them by right clicking. Now, in all honesty, I don't believe the Phlog needs crits. While it's the only saving grace in my opinion at least, it doesn't need it, and yes, it does need to get enough fire damage done, but to make it a little more bearable, I think it would need more damage done, maybe 450 damage before it can be used. I mean, soldiers' banners need a lot of damage done before they can be deployed, so crit should need a lot of damage done before it can be activated. So no, Phlog doesn't deserve crits as much as the weapon relies on them to be unique. The flare gun is next, and it's a projectile weapon where you shoot a flare and set someone on fire, and if they're already on fire it does, you guess it, a critical hit. Now to me, this is easily deserving of having crits, as it's pretty hard to aim at a moving target perfectly, and its hitbox is pretty small too, making it even more hard to get a good shot at someone. Being able to hit them for a second time is even more impressive from a long distance, so yes, the flare gun is deserving of crits. Next up is the detonator, a flare gun variant that allows you to detonate the flare at any distance to damage multiple enemies. Hitting them again will also cause mini crits or any enemy that is on fire. Now I think that the mini crits could be scrapped altogether and make it do additional knockback on an enemy. Think about it, if something explodes in your face, it would make you fly backwards, right? So adding something like a 40% knockback rate or whatever it's called for that would be better than mini crits. So yeah, in short, I believe the detonator could do without the crits and have something a little more different to make it more unique. Reserve shooter. No, it doesn't deserve them, it's too easy to do with Pyro. Next. Okay, so next is the man melter, where if you extinguish a teammate, you'll gain a crit shot to be used. Now this is a good combo with the Phlog for obvious reasons, but as for the crit, well, I think it's deserving. Basically, what I said with the original flare gun can pretty much be said with this weapon, and besides, like the Phlog, the crit is essentially the weapon's only saving grace in my eyes at least. The Scorch Shot is up next, and it's the same shtick as the flare guns other than the man melter, where if you hit someone, it will do additional damage, with this one mimicking the detonator's mini crits. Now, it can do the knockback thing I suggested for the detonator too, so I believe it should choose between crits or knockback. But for now, I'd say no to it deserving the crits, as like I said, it can already do knockback on burning targets, shouldn't that be enough? We're into the melees now, and the first is the Extinguisher, where it deals full critical hits on a burning player. Now I say it's deserving of the crits, as with the current state of the Extinguisher has it doing 33% less damage and swinging 20% slower. This really needs to stay as like with the Phlog and man melter, the crits are its only saving grace. And we finish off just as fast with the Neon Annihilator, which deals full critical hits on wet players this time. Again, with the Extinguisher, I believe the crits are deserved, and it is very rare that you ever find a wet player at all on a map that isn't 2-4. Seriously, it was like the Neon Annihilator was made specifically for that one map. But yeah, although it can remove sappers like the Home Wrecker, it can't do it as well, so the crits are fully deserved in my opinion. Overall, there are a couple of weapons that can do without the crit gimmick, because it already has something equally as good, or it could do with something else. Other than that, I believe the majority of Pyro's weapons deserve their crit gimmick, considering how difficult it is to pull off sometimes, such as the Neon Annihilator and the backburner. But the reserve shooting can piss off, that's way too easy to deal crits with as Pyro. But what's your opinions? Let me know down below on what weapons you believe deserve or don't deserve their crit gimmicks. This has been BonOakley, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.